I know way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year. Who the fuck are y'all? I swear it feels like the last few nights. We've been everywhere and back, but I just...
Good morning. Oh, getting pinged up. I'm gonna talk about Cryptoping more. People been asking my strategy on it, so I will go into further detail. I kind of brushed the top of it, and I can go into much more detail that will show a lot more. So, the market is rebounding, even when you see this, which is both all-time highs, by the way. Both all-time highs, 24-hour volume. There's a lot of Ethereum ICOs, obviously. Bankcard, 150 million. See, that's another thing with ICOs right now. When you buy into an ICO, you're doing it because you figure you're going to get a better deal than when it hits the market, right? That's why everybody does it. However, that's not always the case, because sometimes when something's so hyped, it ends up actually almost going for more. And that's just because, obviously, hype equals inflation. People are going to want to spend more on it. The people who are running the ICOs in the future and now can charge more. And so I'm not saying I'm wary of getting into these ICOs, just because, yeah, I think if you get into the ICO, you're going to get a better price than when it releases on the market. I believe that. But it's a matter of how much, like the effort. Like, I put a little bit of effort trying to get into that BAT token, basic attention token ICO. And, it's over in 30 seconds, and Bankcard didn't last long. Like, it's kind of like a mad rush, and I just feel like it's not really worth it. It's not like I'm going to buy it at 1 and it's going to go to 30 when it's released, right? So I just feel as though, and plus you're going to be locking your money up for a little bit in some of these. Like, I invested in Yo-Yo, and that was a little while ago, and I have to hold those. I invested in Zapple, that was a little while ago. So you have to also mean, like, when it hits the market, is it really going to 4 or 5x because you're holding this ICO, and while other currencies like Bitcoin and stuff are going up? So you have to just ask yourself these questions. The ICOs I do like are ones that aren't getting all the attention but still bring value. And I'll get into those later, but let's do a little quick market update. When I said rebounding, so here's IOTA, people we're talking about and so excited about. Looks like it's coming out at a relatively high price. We'll go ahead and check this out. There you go, guys. There it is. The left boner. Oh my god, guys. It's like a dog dick, except it's orange, right? Okay, it's weird. They're on one site, Bitfinex. It's going for this. I wonder what I did some research. if anyone knows that can save me a little bit of time, could tell me the ICO price of IOTA, please, in the comment section. 2 million. All right, so yeah, I'm going to be looking into this more, obviously. Go to their social. I was looking into it, and it's definitely an interesting project. It's amazing. It just came out like boom, like fucking. It just fucking dropped, fucking boom, top 5. 6th. Just like, fuck you, Litecoin. Just boom. Wait, has that ever happened before? Has something ever came out and just boomed on the market like this? Fucking sixth? Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. Shout out to, I have to get the comment. There's one of my peeps. They look out. They're always commenting. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna go through the trouble of finding this because it's just the kind of person I am. If I'm gonna get a shout out, I'm gonna have to give it out right. So, who was it? I remember the name. I just don't like. I remember the person. I just don't remember the. I think it was Rev1999, but I have to confirm. Rev. See, I'm guessing before I even know. I think it was Rev though. Let's see. Boom. Yeah. See. Right there. He's like urgent looking iota. So, and I did some research after he said that. And boom, top 6. So it's packing something. We will get into it more. And as the market rebounds, as you can start to see the greens everywhere. So, you know, like people who dumped off other Sia coin, people who dumped off, like, you know, it's already rebounding. I'm really glad I bought some Digibyte last night. Like, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, there's just free money to be had. There's fucking free money to be had when the market dips like that. You can just go and scoop up. Like, I'm not, you know, I didn't buy Digibyte because I'm a big Digibyte believer. Let me take that back. I think it's gonna work, but you know, I think a lot of these coins are gonna work. But does, you know, I believe in Golem. I just don't, you know, I just only have so much room, and I try to hedge the best bets that are gonna make me the most profit. But you know, that it doesn't mean I'm not intimate with my investments. I'll fucking invest in something else. And Digibyte was that something else. It was it forced its way. IOTA'd its way into my fucking portfolio when it dipped, and it was a must buy because now I know it was just so cheap. And this is 20%, but I got it way under market. Like I got it at 1,000 even. So I was getting it at stupid cheap prices. I went to this. I know you see this. You're like, Dan, half off Digibyte. But this site fucking blows. No one's doing anything. I was like about to transfer Bitcoin and all that, but then I dove deep and I was like, what's happening? Somebody sold 3 days ago, some jackass, I don't know who the fuck, sold it for this when it's going, and then they're selling it for that. Look at the difference. It's so stupid. It's a crazy fucking website. And I parked money up on stupid little websites like that for fucking days on weeks trying to get someone to sell me some Digibyte or something stupid like that. All kinds of coins. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it because I have had very few. I've had some bites, don't get me wrong, but very few. And it took a long time, and it usually wasn't a large amount. So yeah, basic attention token. You could have got this for 16 last night. 16. Oh. It's like when I first bought it. Almost. Sia coin's exploding, so that's nice. I just was packing a bunch of Sia coin, and now it's exploding, so that's pretty cool. First blood. I don't know. I always say first blood when I see it. So let's type in our others. What are we in, guys? What are we in? Safe exchange. That's what I'm in. All right, that's fine. I got it at 122 and 121. Let's see the market prices. Okay, so for some reason it's going for a lot more in Cryptopia. It's fine. It's not, see, as low as I bought it for, it's still not even, see, I bought it down here. And I have some more auto buys set, I believe. Do I have any more buys set? No, I'm not logged in. I bought it at 121, so it's still on its hind legs, that's for sure. What's a 24-hour low? 130. So I was able to scoop it during the first crash, late at night at 122. That's when I got it. So I got it for lower than 131. So I mean, those are just buys that I know like they're gonna like inflate. That are just so artificially low. It doesn't matter. I'm playing against Frieza. Like I'm playing a poker tournament. What's this guy doing? Move the fuck out of the way. Frieza. Everyone's always Goku. Everyone's always Goku or Vegeta. But when you see a Frieza, that's a unique individual. That's like a Robin type guy. Or not Robin. That's like a... Who is that? It's like in Ninja Turtles, the guy that likes Shredder. Kind of slightly odd. It's like, what's your favorite turtle? Shredder. It's like, but Shredder's not a turtle. I don't like the Ninja Turtles. I want to see them die. You're scaring me, mister. Alright, so SafeX. I don't even know what I'm investing. There's too many. I flipped XCN last night, so I bought XCN at like a stupid cheap price. Well, it's not that stupid. I guess it was at 300, but then I turned around and sold it for 390. And the only reason I did that because I know a little bit of it's like microblog. I did a little bit of research, and I was just like, man, that's super cheap. It's below market cap or market value, and then I just set it up for 390 and I sold last night. It was a nice little profit. That's the thing, like, that's why it's really good, right? That's why I'm going to always be ahead, is because I've done the research on so many coins that when there is a dip, I can know when to value hunt them and when not to. I don't eat breakfast anymore. I don't eat breakfast. She's trying to get me to eat breakfast for some weird reason. We intermittent fast. We're fasters. I don't like saying that word. We eat when we're supposed to eat. I don't like naming. I hate that. People say, "Oh, intermittent fast." It's like, that's fucking retarded. Let me take that word back. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense because you shouldn't talk about the time. Do we eat so much as a society that we actually have to talk about the time? We actually have to have a name for the time we don't eat. Like, we don't walk enough. We don't walk enough. So when you say, hey, I went outside for a walk, there's a reason for it, But you never say, you know what? All morning, I didn't do any walking. You don't tell anybody the times you don't walk. Because that makes sense, right? Because whenever you do something less, that's when you announce it, right? So people don't work out a lot. So they say, oh, when I went out and worked out. But you don't say, how was your day today? And then you respond, from 9 to 7 a.m. or from 9 to 5 p.m. I didn't work out. And then from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I didn't work out. No, you used to be like, I worked out from 6 to 7 p.m. today. Makes sense. So I don't know, are we so fucking fat? Do we eat so much fucking food that we have to say, I didn't eat today from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I didn't cram any food into my fat gullet. Like, is that where we've come as a society, that where we actually have to talk about the times we don't eat? We have to name it. It's like, dude, I mealtime properly. And I hate having to say that. I hate having to say all these stupid ass words. I eat when I'm supposed to eat. It's that simple. You're not supposed to eat right when you wake up. 95% of the time. There's 5% of the time you're supposed to eat in the morning. And there's, I get in all that in my book. I wrote a fucking book on this thing. Exclamation. It's going to be released this month. I'm proud of it. But I digress. She brought me some eggs. Very nice. Very sweet. She's a fucking sweetheart, but she just doesn't, sometimes they just bring it at the wrong time. You see that? It looks like a vagina. And that looks like a fat Batman head. Oh, they all look like dwarfed Batman heads to me. That's all I see, guys. So, what am I doing now? We talked about the market. Is there any updates? There's really not too much going on. There's a lot going on, actually. There's a fucking ton going on. And it's all good for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And there's a lot of new, exciting things going on, which is good for being able to get into the future, but it's also good for looking at the penny coins, looking at the coins that people are forgetting, swooping them up at cheap prices, selling them for a few points more, making those profits. Because what you want to do is you want to find a coin where you're getting it below market value. So you can find it if you look hard enough, and then you can turn around and flip it very quickly. So, I've been making money while other people have been panicking. I've been making more Bitcoin during these times, finding these deals, hunting, and now I have a shit ton of a bunch of different coins that I got for real cheap, and in the coming days I'm going to be able to make 50, 100, 150% returns on. So that is very good. Okay, I guess I can get into the full house. I'm going to get into Cryptoping now. So all right, so people were saying, okay, so when this thing happens, how do I take advantage? How do I take advantage of Cryptoping, Dan? How do you do things? So let's say, let's find one. Let's say 50, all right, 800. No, that's not enough. I like to see it in the 1,000. Okay, boom, 26,000 bro cents. Are you understanding that? 16. It's not small either. All right. So first things first. You open this, right? But immediately, type in CV2, right? CV2. There we go. Colossus coin. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so now I'm going to markets. Right? So this is on Yobit. Now, this is a really good way to find deals on other websites, because this was a big ass boom on Yobit. So if there's booming on one website, it might not have boomed on the smaller websites. You know what I mean? So you can go like this, filter by Bitcoin. Why is it doing Litecoin? All right, whatever, just go to price. All right, so it's dead even now, but this, this alert was old. So, so this alert was 2 hours ago, over 2 hours ago. So, but let's say it boomed on Yobit, right? And it has a much higher volume. So this price might be higher. So then I would go and check the other website, see what it's going for, and see if I can't fucking buy a chunk. That's why it's also important to at least have a little bit of Bitcoin on different exchanges. Go ahead and spread a little bit of Bitcoin to different exchanges, and that way you can take advantage of not only Cryptoping updates, but just updates in general, where you might be like, oh man, I can get a really fucking good deal right now, and you have to wait for your Bitcoin to transfer. All right, so it's going for 3.2. So this is obviously really cheap. Let's see what's going over here for. I'll say 3.2. All right, so let's see the history. Okay, so 3.2 is pretty much the same. Okay, well, no, because look, people are selling for 1 here, right? This is so it never hit 1 here, did it? No, it never hit 1. All right, so we're about to take freeze out. We have to get lucky though, guys. We have to get lucky. 4-2. Oh, fuck you, Frieza. Frieza doesn't win in the show. But see, it's selling for 1 here. It wasn't that long ago. 6.13. So that was today, right? So this is what I mean. We could have took advantage of this, because if we would have had buys up for 1, sold for 1 right there. Didn't it sell again? Yeah, it sold again, right? Look at all these 1s. And then you could have turned around. What's the 24-hour high? Does it fucking say? Where's the 24-hour high? 30%. Well, we can just look. The people buy for 3. Boom, buy for 3. You could have bought for 1. All right, so let's see what kind of difference this is. This is a very good example of how I can take. And hey, don't just go play around with it. If you ever played poker before for the first time, they give you something called play chips, right? So what you do is you go around and you act like you had money on Yobit, and you act like you had money on Nova Exchange. You act like this, right? And you go and you hit the alert and you're like, boom, I bought, 50,000 shares, right? And that's what you say to yourself. And then on whichever exchange it was cheaper. And then you see what happens if you would have made money or not in 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever. This way you can be a little bit more fearless because you're not risking anything, but don't act like you didn't risk anything. Actually take it to heart, go do this exercise and do it about 5 times. And then when you feel comfortable, because this is what I did, I didn't just, it was just something like, at first it was brainstorming. You know, there's no how-to on Cryptoping. They didn't tell me to do this. This is just, you know, I'm a polymath. You give me something, I'm going to be able to fucking make the best use of it. So they gave me something that gave alerts. To the naked eye, yeah, you might not be able to find much value because you're like, well, by the time I get there, it's usually, you know, either too late or, you know, I'm not around when the ping happens, or, you know, it's good for showing new coins. But, you know, this is, you got to think, like, I just was running brainstorms, and it just made a lot of sense that if something's going to raise 26,000% on one website, and look at this coin, look how cheap it is. Like, how the fuck would we have found that? Look at that. Look how many zeros. It's like a super penny coin. You wouldn't have found it. A super penny coin and it increased by 16 Bitcoin. That's absurd. That's a lot of fucking dough. But the point is, it says it increased by 50%, but I guarantee you it was saying that probably from the 2 mark, not the 1 mark, because this was on Yobit, and the Yobit never went to 1, right? So that's a bigger number. We're talking 75% increase if you would have bought it. So if you would have had enough money on both websites, you technically could have bought it for 2, sold it for, or bought it for 1 at one website, and eventually sold it for 2. I don't even know. Let's go to Yobit. Maybe people bought it at 4. That would have been that would be fucking tasty, right? Let's see. It should say 20. Okay, no. So 24-hour low is 1, 3. However, you can see that the 1, you know, was much earlier in the day. It wasn't during the Bing. However, you can find on Nova Exchange that the 1 was happening today. Right? You can see the 1s as early, you know, not too long ago, 2-3 hours ago, right? So you just have to play with it, and it's not a magic bullet. You know, it's not going to be a guarantee. It's not like you're going to kill it. That's why you practice. But always buy on the, so if you're fucking with Cryptoping, you're always buying it below the market low, no matter what, right? The market low, that's what you buy it at. That way, no matter what, you're going to be able to sell it at a profit. And it just takes, you know, it just takes a little bit of practice. Definitely just don't jump in there. You know, fucking both hands raised, going crazy with all your money. Fuck around with it a little bit, get used to it. You know, if I'm just grinding and I see a nice bink, 27, you know, something like this, 2,000, you know, almost 3,000%. I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to try to jump on it. I'm going to get there. And if the situation doesn't look good, I back out because, you know, it's fine. You don't have to invest in every one. And it's cool because no matter what, it's not a lose-lose, because no matter what, you're going to market cap this coin and you're going to learn a little bit about it, you know, and something might catch your eye. Like that one coin, this, whatever the fuck this coin is, I'm going to research it more because it's so cheap. And it had a lot of interest lately. So I'm going to check it out. It might be something I like. Who knows? And that's how I found Creative Coin. And I believe Creative Coin is severely underpriced. I got it super cheap price, though. I got it way under market value. I could sell it right now for a sweet profit, but I'm just going to wait for it to hit more exchanges because it's a fucking awesome idea. I like it. So that is that. And I like the Cryptoping ICO just because it's kind of like they knew they had to compete against the big boys, and it's still cheap for the amount of coins there are because, you know, it's well under $1. It's well under, what, 50 cents, it's around about 40 cents or so each, I believe. I haven't really done the math, but it's around that, right? So I just think that it's just a really cheap, it just seems so solid to me. I just like, you know, if I can invest in something super solid outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I will. And I just feel that this project's super solid. Like, I don't think it's going to come in and crash because it hasn't had the hype, right? So that's another thing. Like, there's not a lot of hype around this because of all the Ethereum ICOs going on. And so, you know, they've sold about 300 Bitcoin worth. That's off pure grit. That's all pure fucking on their back. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking selling that to the people who really see the value, you know, because this isn't fucking overhyped. So when you can get something that has nice value that has not been hyped, then you're setting yourself up for a much better chance to to have a raise when it's released. You know what I mean? Because there's not going to be a crash because it wasn't hyped. You know, if something's not pumped up, it's not going to crash. This thing is just like a train, and it's just having its own momentum, and it's just going to keep going like this, in my opinion. And I think it does have the ability to just skyrocket if they were to come out with something crazy, or maybe like something really cool, some kind of new features that they're talking about. Because like, get behind the community, like contact, like ask questions, because they're talking about some really cool features. And if you are investing in coins, then you're saying that coins are going to be the future. So you're basically saying that you're going to be on. Thank you for playing and for your $44. You're going to be saying that you believe in the coins, so people are going to be exchanging them. So if coins one day are exchanged as much as stocks are, correct? Imagine that. Imagine if coins one day, right? That's what we believe. If we didn't believe that, we wouldn't be in Bitcoin. Why would we be in Bitcoin if we think, I don't know, where stocks are going to take over again? I don't think so. All the money's going out of stocks. I don't know about you, but I sold all of my stocks. I invested all of it into cryptocurrencies and all of these new projects that I like. And I'm very happy that I did, because I've made way more profit than I would have if I would have left it in the stock market. And a lot of people are starting to see that. This is the only bot out there that's remotely usable to the public, who aren't like people who are programmers. Like, this is, anyone can set this up. I can teach my mom how to set this up. So if this is the ground floor, what it can do, this is the this is the skeleton. This is something they made just to show people what it's about. If they come out with all kinds of features, like imagine all the exchanges, imagine showing the big dips, right? That's what I want. I want the big dips. I want all kinds of cool ass features, like maybe you can even sync it in with your accounts, right? So you can maybe set up some auto buys, auto sells through it. Who knows? Like, there's so much. Like, I see the future for this to be very, very good, with just because I'm already impressed with what it can do now. But I just imagine like all the new ass features that they're going to be adding in the future. And if this is the bare basics, I think that this is worth what I bought it for right now. I think this is worth it. But I'm betting on the fact that this company is going to improve it drastically. Therefore, the price I bought it at now would improve drastically along with it. No hype. Fucking grassroots, like motherfuckers just pulling up their sleeves, getting to work. And really, I think it's I think it's undervalued. I just do. I think people aren't paying enough attention to it, which is fine, because I am happy with it and I bought some, and I'm not going to be mad I did. Can almost guarantee it. Coin market cap. And I'm not sure if there's. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm probably going to do a Steemit tutorial later today. Like, not Steemit tutorial, but what I'm going to do is, so when you get into Steemit, right? I'm logged in over here. When you get into Steemit at first, they have things called voting guilds. That's pretty cool. 6 million followers. There's upvoting guilds. So what that means is there's people. So there's a thing called Steam Voter, right? I'm learning. I've tried to set this damn thing up, but for some reason I don't know why. I don't know if it's working. I don't know why it's not working. But I'm going to get this thing working today, 100%. I'm going to teach people how to use it through my video, and then what I want is to create our own guild. I want to create the biggest fucking guild where we go around and we auto upvote everybody's things, because my upvote is worth anywhere from 3 to 5 cents, right? So, and I'm just constantly powering up, and the only people who can be in this upvoting guild are people who power up too, and that means people who put all of their money when you make a post. So when you go and submit a post, right, you power up 100%, and that means that you're saving it for the long term. But that also gives you more money when you upvote. So what I want to do is get people on Steemit, people who are making regular content, writers, videos makers, whatever you're doing. You don't even have to do that. You can just be making comments and upvoting and just slowly building your thing. But what I want is to create a big ass group, because you know they add up quick. The upvotes add up quick. Plus the upvotes get it more visible. So I want to create a group of like-minded minds, because that's what all the whales are doing. All the whales have these guilds where they're upvoting each other's content, like agreeing to, like they're at. Because when you do the Steam voting, you create a guild, that's like a band, like a group of people who are doing in it for the same cause. So you know, in this group of people, everyone's agreed to upvote everybody's post every single day. So everyone makes money, right? They're a group of people who like each other and agree with the content, right? So I want to get people who are powered up, people who are making, you know, decent content, or you don't even have to be making content, but as long as your content's not like fucking, you know, real shitty, like, you know, as long as you're putting in a little bit of effort, like not just slapping up a referral link or just whatever, right? Like just bad posts in general. But the point is, we should create a guild, and I'm going to, right? And just keep adding and adding and adding and adding. Maybe get a few whales in there. I'm going to be a whale one day. So that's a good way, I believe, to start getting a little bit of Steam power and having it happen every single day. Because you got to start somewhere. You know, my vote used to be worth $0.01. Now they're worth 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, you know, and that just adds up 40 times a day. And if I have other people upvoting it, then it's going to be nice. So we will work together, and we shall form a guild that Steam has never seen before. Alright, this has been a long video. I'm going to call it now. Cheers. Peace.